Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to the Sports Desk Live. My chair is sinking. That's always a terrible sign. Let me adjust this. All right, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. That's more like it, that's more like it. Welcome back to the Sports Desk Live. No, this is not a recording, Kyler. We are actually live. We are actually live. We are live. All right, so we are here to do and talk about the 2023 NBA season. So I'm all by my lonely. I am solo dolo tonight, but hopefully we have some people coming in to holler at me tonight. So all my basketball fans, all my NBA fans, which I'm a huge fan of the NBA. Huge fan of the NBA. I enjoy the game. I've always been a basketball fan. I love football. I love all sports. I love MMA. I even love playoff baseball. I don't watch a lot of baseball during the regular season, but playoff baseball, NBA, NFL, college football, college basketball. I'm just a big WWE, all those things. So, but basketball is a true love of mine. So we're definitely going to be, covering and talking about all of the hot topics that are out there just in the sports world period. In the sports world period. All right. So I'm not going to waste too much of your time. If you're watching for the first time, we appreciate it. If you're back like you've already know what's going on, appreciate you again. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button for your boy. It'll do us a big favor. It would give us a lot of support. Okay, a lot of support as we continue to build this. But my chair is just breaking live on camera, so we're just gonna rock with it and do what it do. All right, man. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Like I said, not gonna be long. Actually, it is 6:35 Eastern Standard Time, and in less than an hour, my Los Angeles Lakers, which I'm wearing the 2020 championship hat. All right, I still have it. You got the decals and all that. So I think it'll be appropriate tonight to let everybody know what it is. I was going to wear my yellow Laker hat or my purple Laker hat, but I ended up wearing this hat instead. Okay. All right, man. So let's go ahead and jump into it again. Hopefully everyone is having a good time. A good time in life, positive energy, all that, man. Hopefully everyone is doing well, man. So let's get the chat going, man. If you got any questions, anything that I say tonight that may rub you the wrong way or that you agree with, please feel free. Please feel free to give your opinion and give your rebuttal. Everybody who was watching definitely greatly appreciate the support for sure. So, Kyler, we're not talking the football Giants today, but you got your big win. So congratulations to you, man, and the Giants. Shout out my guy Clinton in the house. Hey there, Dedrick. What's going on, Clinton, man? Appreciate you stopping by the Sports Desk Live. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Basketball, I'm a huge fan of. I watch a lot of the games. I'm tapped in. I'm tapped in, man. I don't care who's playing, man, because I just enjoy the game. All right. So with that being said, man, we're going to talk about, some of the offseason things that went on, the East, the West. I'm going to give my playoff predictions, my finals predictions, crown a champion, MVP, and all those things, man. We're going to do that here tonight on this show. All right. So, Kyler's getting right to it. Who are the top NBA contenders this year? Well, we're definitely going to get into that, Kyler. But to answer your question right off the rip, I mean, you got to talk Milwaukee Bucks. You got to talk Boston Celtics, defending champion Denver Nuggets. You got to talk the Los Angeles Lakers. You got to talk teams like that who can actually win a championship. So if you want to talk contenders, there's plenty of others. I mean, you got Joel Embiid on your team. You got a fighting chance. The Phoenix Suns, just, a lot of different teams for sure. All right. So we're going to get into it. Clinton says, I'm excited to see if my OKC Thunder can take another. I think that they will, bro. I think that they will, but we're going to talk about them in just a second. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the docket of the show. Again, welcome to the 2023 preview show of the NBA season. So we had a busy offseason, man. We had a busy offseason. I can't believe my chair broke live on air. So if I look a little shorter, I'm not short, but it just appears that way. So I just bought this chair not too long ago, and it's already flaming out. So there it goes again. I'm not going to fix it again. We're just going to go down. There we go. All right. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into it. So busy off season, man. And the NBA, it always is, especially around free agency. You got a lot of guys switching teams. You got trade conversations and rumors and all those things like that. And obviously, the biggest noise that was made this offseason was Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard being traded from the Portland Trailblazers to the Milwaukee Bucks, aligning himself with, in my opinion, the very best player in the NBA when healthy, Giannis Antetokounmpo. All right, so Giannis kind of threw his cards on the table a few weeks ago and let the Milwaukee Bucks know, hey, I'm committed to winning more than being a Milwaukee Buck. And I think the Bucks heard that, and then they entered the chat, so to speak, to acquire Damian Lillard. From the Portland Trailblazers, and it sent shockwaves around the sports world, the NBA world. And I was on the phone with my dad. I was on the phone with Black. I was on the phone with just different people, man, who love the game. Shout out to my bro Smooth. Just really, really talking about it, man. So that was the biggest boom, so to speak, in the offseason. But you had some other moves that take place. You know, you had the feisty Dylan Brooks switch over from the Grizzlies to the Houston Rockets, which they're going to be a team that's going to have a lot of heart and a lot of fight, especially with their brand new coach, Ime Udoka, from the Boston Celtics. So watch out for Houston, man. They're going to make it tough for a lot of teams. And I don't dislike Dylan Brooks. You know, his antics could be a little bit much, but I don't dislike Dylan Brooks like at all. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens out there in Houston. For sure. And then you had out in Golden State, Jordan Poole being traded. It was Draymond or Jordan Poole. And the Warriors stick with Draymond. Draymond helped them win 4 championships. Poole is an excellent young talent. Ceiling is still up here, and he'll eventually get to that level. But I just think that the decision to keep Draymond was more about loyalty than to keep Poole. Poole didn't fare out the best in the playoffs last year, and we kind of saw that in that Lakers series. I mean, virtually non-existent. Clashes in the locker room, just the energy and the effort just wasn't there as the year before the whole Draymond thing took place. So as a result of that, you know, Jordan Poole was traded to the Washington Wizards. And now what did that do for the Wizards? I think that created a nice young team out there in Washington, out there joining Kyle Kuzma. Of course, this was all a part of a big trade as Bradley Beal left the Wizards, and now he's with the Phoenix Suns with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. So just a lot of movement in the league, very exciting times. And for me, with being a Los Angeles Lakers fan, I was very happy with what my Lakers did in the offseason. I can't believe I'm sitting this low. Well, let me grab something. I'm going to grab something to sit on, man, because this is ridiculous. Okay, let's sit on this pillow and see if we can. All right, there we go. There we go. It was killing me, man. It was killing me. All right, so like I was saying, you know, with the Lakers, they made some great moves in the offseason. Adding Gabe Vincent, signing a lot of the core players that they traded for at the All-Star break last year. It was a grueling season for the Lakers, especially with LeBron chasing the record, Anthony Davis being hurt, LeBron being hurt, trades being happening. They still made it to the Western Conference Finals. Now, all you Laker haters out there and you LeBron haters out there, I know he got swept. I know the Lakers got swept. I know LeBron, like I get all that. But listen, man, it was hard to see the Lakers get swept. But truthfully and honestly, I really wasn't tripping because I knew everything that took place. I knew everything that took place during the season. And for them to make it to the conference finals from getting to the play-in, that was amazing. That was amazing that they were able to do that. So now that LeBron and Anthony Davis have this core group for full off season, I mean, the rise of Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura, great coaching job by Darvin Ham in the playoffs. I still remember game 1 of that Grizzlies series, man. I was locked in on a Sunday afternoon. That thing was buzzing in Memphis, and the Lakers went in there and took game 1. So just a great run for the Lakers. as a play-in, get into the conference finals, and that's going to set up for them to have a really good year. I believe LeBron and the Lakers are going to have a decent chance of reaching the NBA finals, but we'll get into that in just a second. All right. So that was a busy offseason, a lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and start some conferences, man. Let's go ahead and get into the Eastern Conference. All right. So the East is top heavy to me. I mean, you have your top teams, man. Of course, you got the Milwaukee Bucks. You got your Eastern Conference champion, Miami Heat. You have the Indiana Pacers, who's going to be a young team that could make a step this year, possibly a top 5 seed in the East playoffs. You have Cleveland still hanging around, which they didn't really get a lot better. They added Max Strus from the Miami Heat in the offseason. They did add him, but I don't know how much more that's going to make them more of a contender. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, such a tough outing to go home the way they did against the New York Knicks, which I enjoyed that series from the game one. What an excellent series that series was. The energy was through the roof. But Cleveland, they'll be around, but I don't know how much better that they got. Always looking forward to seeing LaMelo Ball from the Charlotte Hornets, another young team in the Eastern Conference with LaMelo. Hopefully LaMelo can stay healthy. And you know, we'll get a great opportunity to see the Charlotte Hornets. They always clinging on to that playing spot. It'll be interesting to see what they can do if LaMelo Ball stays healthy for an entire season. All right, and then you got the Falcons, the Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young, and that young core of players out there. DeJounte Murray. You know, they got rid of Collins in the offseason, but they still have a lot of their core depth there. And I just think Trae Young's time is running out in Atlanta. I just do. I just think his time is running out in Atlanta, and I just don't foresee Trae Young being in Atlanta, I mean, that much longer. I just don't see him there that much longer. But they're going to make the playoffs, and it's going to be very interesting for sure. And then you got your young upstart teams, man. You got Orlando Magic. Love that young core group with my guy Paolo Banchero out of University of Duke. Great young core. They got some nice shooting. They got some athletic wingman, and Banchero has the potential to be a real star in this league. You can't teach his measurables, his height and his length, but he has impeccable skills. So I'm not saying that the Magic are going to go out here and get to the conference finals. I'm not saying that, but I do think the Orlando Magic are going to make their presence known, and they're going to be a tough out each and every night this season, especially with that young group. Then you have the Raptors kind of, you know, trying to hang in there. They lost Van Vliet. They also went to Houston. Pascal Siakam is still the forefront there. Obi-Wan Genobi. He is still there as well. A lot of core talent. Still left from that. Well, a few pieces that are still left from that championship team. I just don't think Toronto's going to have what it takes. I don't even think they make the playoffs this year. I think they make it very interesting, and we'll see. The Chicago Bulls, man, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, getting a little older, getting a little longer in the tooth. Zach LaVine has been mentioned to be traded for several seasons now, and that just didn't take place. It just didn't take place with Zach LaVine. So the Bulls, they'll fight for a spot. I'm a big fan of DeRozan. Love the mid-range game. Love what he provides. Sucks about Lonzo Ball, which I'm a huge fan of his. Really love Zoe coming out of Kentucky. Of course, he was with my Lakers for a short stint. Got traded to New Orleans, and then he got paid by Chicago, but he is going to miss the entire season yet again. Still a young player. Still hope for Zoe. I hope that he could somehow, some way muster up another chance at this thing, man, because the story is just really tough with Alonzo Ball for sure. So Chicago, they will compete. Billy Donovan, this might be a hot seat year for him. They were on the verge of the playoffs last year. They did win their first playing game, I believe, but they lost their second one to the Miami Heat down in South Beach. All right, so let's get to, you know, the Boston Celtics. Let's talk about the top of the top of the Eastern Conference. Okay, so in my opinion, guys, this is a top-heavy conference. I'm not going to dismiss Joel Embiid, his force, his presence, the MVP. Not going to dismiss that at all. But we are going to touch on what the hell is going on, James Harden. I got a big problem with James Harden. And I know it doesn't matter because I'm on a small podcast down here in lowly Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm pretty sure James Harden or anybody else for that matter can care what I can care less what I think, but I don't care. I'm still going to say exactly how I feel. James Harden has always gotten what he's wanted. He's always gotten what he has wanted. He was in OKC. They trade him to what did you Houston. He went to Houston, had a hell of a run there, MVP, got paid, made a Western Conference final appearance, not the most memorable playoff runs while he was in Houston, but the Houston Rockets did make some noise while he was there. You get fed up with Houston. The tank was running low. You're trying to get up out of there. And then what happened? The mega trio was created out in Brooklyn. He was traded from Houston to Brooklyn to form with Kevin Durant and James Harden. And my God, it was a colossal failure. But it wasn't on James Harden. James Harden wants to go and leave Brooklyn because he sees the ship sinking, and it indeed sank. Matter of fact, Irving, Durant, and Harden are on all different teams now. they're on all different teams. Harden leaves there, and he pairs up with Joel Embiid in Philadelphia. I mean, how much more do you need? They make a halfway decent run last year to the second round of the playoffs, forcing in Game 7 against the Boston Celtics. They get blowed out in Game 7 in Boston, and that's all short. And now James Harden is not at practice. James Harden says his relationship with Daryl Morey cannot be repaired. It's like a marriage. Once the trust is gone, it's over. James Harden, you get paid $90 million a year to play basketball. Your issue is not with your teammates. Your issue is not with your brand new head coach and Nick Nurse. Your issue is with the guy upstairs that lied to you about a contract. He lied to you about numbers. He lied to you about what you were going to see. He lied to you. Like, what are we doing? James Harden is immensely talented. At one point in time, he was considered, if not the best all-around scorer in the NBA. Seriously, MVP winner. This guy has immense skill. But that James Harden in Houston is not the James Harden in Philadelphia. And now he wants to go to the Los Angeles Clippers and pair with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. How much more do you want? You want the perfect situation, you want the ideal everything? And James has not come out and really had a conversation about the matter, and nor should he. But James Harden, if I'm the Daryl Morey and the Philadelphia 76ers, what do you really do? Without Harden, the Philadelphia 76ers are not contending for anything. James Harden has a bad rep. He has a bad rep. Me personally, I enjoy watching James Harden play. When he's on the floor during an NBA game, to me, James Harden is a must-see. But the behavior that has been going on with James Harden, I just do not understand. Where are we going from here? The 76ers have to trade James Harden. They have to trade him again. Joel Embiid is in his prime. And I don't know what you can get for Harden, because these days you're not going to get a bulk or a haul for James Harden. You're just not. But if you can get some core pieces around Embiid, get some shooting around Embiid, get another guy to put beside Maxey that can create his own shot, maybe get some defensive help and efficiency on the perimeter and down on the block, then Philadelphia can compete and possibly get to the second round, and then, we'll see what happens. But if you're the Philadelphia 76ers, Daryl Morey, you need to get James Harden out of there. You need to get him out of there now. I don't know what the Clippers are calling for. I don't know exactly what they want. But somebody got to get him out of there. It's so disappointing that we're talking about James Harden again. We're not talking about James Harden doing this thing on the court. And hell, he had a great playoff. He had a 40, 50-point game in the series against Boston. James Harden ignited. But now we're talking about the drama yet again. So I just wanted to speak on James Harden and really go from there. Let's go ahead to the Boston Celtics, man. Talk about another disappointing outing for Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and the Boston Celtics, who look different. They acquired Kristaps Porzingis in the offseason, which I think is going to be a great pickup if he can stay healthy. He's going to help stretch the floor. He's going to bring some scoring. He's going to provide defensive presence, even though it doesn't get talked about like that, like Porzingis can do that. But Porzingis, he can definitely block you some shots, get you some offensive and defensive rebounding. And if he can stay healthy, if he can stay healthy, if he can stay healthy, then, hey, he should be able to help Boston. So on the other side of that, due to the blockbuster trade for Damian Lillard headed over to the Milwaukee Bucks, Drew Holiday was a part of that package. Drew Holiday was traded to Portland. Portland let Drew Holiday know right away, hey, we're going to trade you to a contender. And man. Shout out my homie Black Man. We were talking, what is the best ideal spot for Drew Holiday? Who can he help the most? And the team that I screamed out was the Boston Celtics and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. The Boston Celtics, and no disrespect to Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year, a dog, has heart. I'd want him on my team any day. But he's limited as a point guard. He's limited as a point guard. He can't do both. Not saying he can't score, not saying he can't shoot, not saying that. But you need a floor general to run your team when it gets real. You need that out there. And Marcus Smart, when it mattered most, not blaming him, you saw the disconnect in the offense. You seen when you need someone to take the ball and run and play and get guys in position. Boston just was not afforded that with Marcus Smart when they were making their deep playoff runs and their NBA Finals appearance against the Golden State Warriors just 2 seasons ago when the Warriors won their 4th championship in 7 years. So you bring in Drew Holiday, who can run the show. A much better offensive option than Marcus Smart. Defensively, he's a better option than him. They upgraded significantly in Boston with Drew Holiday, and I'm excited to see what Drew Holiday brings to the table and what he can do to elevate the Boston Celtics. Because when he walks into the locker room and looks around, he has a championship ring. He has a world championship ring. He's a world champion. And I feel Tatum and Brown, Coach Mazzulla, Porzingis, they're going to rally around, and all the core players will rally around. And Drew Holiday is going to arrive as the leader of this team because they want what he has. And I think they're going to be very formidable this season. Top of the top, in my opinion, the Milwaukee Bucks. My God, the Milwaukee Bucks, man. I cannot remember a trade of this magnitude placing 2 players in their prime, 2 possible top 5 players in the league on the same team in their prime. I don't remember a trade going down like that. I don't remember it. Now, some want to go to Harden, Kyrie, and Durant, but were any 2 of the 3 of them top 5 in the league at that moment? Debatable if 2 of the 3 of those guys were top 5. Now, were all 3 of them top 10 players? Maybe at that time. But that's a conversation. This one is not. Giannis and Damian Lillard are top 5 players in the NBA, and they play on the same team. And look what Milwaukee was able to keep. Look what they were able to keep. I mean, my God. You still was able to keep Middleton. Now, Middleton will go to the 3rd scoring option where he needs to be, and he's going to thrive there. You were able to keep some shooting around. You brought in Cameron Payne, which I love that pickup coming off the bench. Milwaukee kept Brook Lopez. They was able to keep a lot of their core. Now, they're bringing in a brand new head coach this year, which, let's be honest, not saying that he's not going to, do great things. But you have Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard on your team. You have those 2 guys on your team, so you're going to be just fine. The East is what it is this year. It's Milwaukee. It's Boston. That's it. Will Philadelphia make it interesting? Sure. Will other teams like the New York Knicks or the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Indiana Pacers, and not going to disrespect the Miami Heat with the crazy man that Jimmy Butler is on the court, not off the court, on the court. Am I going to dismiss them? I'm not going to dismiss them. They're going to make it very, very interesting. But if we're not fooling ourselves, it's 2 teams in the East, guys. It's the Celtics It's the Bucks. And every time that those guys play each other this year, I will clear my schedule. When we get to the NBA playoffs, I will be clearing my schedule and hoping for 7 games of Armageddon. That's what I'm hoping for. 7 games of Armageddon. And I hope we get that. So the Eastern Conference is a little lopsided, in my opinion. You got a lot of great young, not great. You have a lot of good young teams that are going to make every night in the NBA very interesting and fun to watch. If you're a basketball fan, there's a lot of teams over there in the East: the Knicks, the Cavs, the Orlando Magic, the Atlanta Hawks. There's team. The Washington Wizards are going to be fun to watch. I believe Cools and Poole are gonna put on some shows. They're not gonna win nothing. But on a Wednesday night, if you turn on your TV, you got the Washington Wizards at the Atlanta Hawks. Sign me up. Sign me up if that's what we're gonna get. But that's just the basketball fan in me. So that's my breakdown of the Eastern Conference. Let's go ahead and head over to some comments. I know I have been talking for a while. I just want to catch up and see what you guys have going on in the chat tonight. Thank you for everybody who's watching. If you are still rocking with me, man, hit that thumbs up. It goes and does a lot of great things and helps us out tremendously. So hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate all the support for sure. Okay. All right, man. So let's see. Clinton says we're going to talk about the Thunder in just a minute, Clinton. Kyler says the 90s was the best era for the NBA. Debatable, Kyler. Debatable. All genre, not saying that it wasn't great because it was absolutely tremendous, but we've had some pretty good eras and of basketball and star power for sure. For sure. Since the 90s, just to be real. Lavelle thought I was missing a fragrance live. No, you're not. Didn't know you do lives on a sports channel. I have to start tuning in. Yes, sir. I do lives on a sports channel. Those who don't know, I have a fragrance channel outside of this, and I'll be live tomorrow night on that. All right. All genre says, sadly, my Brooklyn Nets are no longer a title contender, but are definitely on the come up. Bridges and Johnson are good building blocks. I absolutely agree. I love Miles Bridges. I love Miles Bridges, and Johnson is a fantastic young player for sure. Kyler says, how old is LeBron? 53. He might be, but he's still wrecking the league. He's still wrecking the league, and he's going to put a lot of people on notice again. Again, this year, LeBron is going to put a lot of people on notice again this season, and that's a fact. And if you didn't see that new Dre Beats commercial, The King and the Viking, oh, I encourage you to go watch that. That was some riveting television. LeBron James, the Benjamin Button, no doubt, all genre. Harden is holding Philadelphia hostage. He definitely is, man. It's crazy. Kyler, is Harden the highest paid athlete to not deliver? Great question. The highest paid athlete to not deliver. Well, if you're saying championship aspirations, that's a laundry list of players who are super great, in my opinion, better than James Harden, and they didn't deliver a title. But for their career, I mean, let's go back. James Harden started on the bench. He was a sixth man for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he morphed himself into a superstar talent, MVP of the league, one of the highest paid NBA players, marketable. He's really maximized his opportunity. Now, is he somebody in the clutch when we're talking GOAT status and greatness statuses? No, I'm not even talking about him. But is he one of the most prolific scorers, efficient scorers, most dangerous men with a basketball that we ever seen on the offensive side of the ball? Absolutely. Will not shortchange him there. But paid athlete not to deliver, I'm not going to do that to James Harden. It just depends on how you're looking at it. He and Kirk Cousins, Kyle. Oh, yeah, my God, Kirk Cousins. But he got him a good win last night. Number one is Deshaun Watson. Okay. Y'all not feeling Deshaun or Kurt with that money they making. Kyle says, I remember all the Bulls fans in the 90s. They disappeared like ninjas. I don't think they were Bulls fans. They were Jordan fans. They weren't Bulls fans. They were Jordan fans. That's a fact. So when Jordan left, they left. Oh, and all genre said is they were more Jordan fans, Kyle. To be honest, that's a fact. That's a fact. All genre says they then became Lakers fans with Shaq and Kobe. Then Miami Heat fans with LeBron and waiting on and on. Ooh, shots fired. Kyler says biggest wannabes I've ever come across. Well, hey. Genre Boss James Harden trade was the second worst trade in the history of the Nets behind Pierce and Garnett win now at any expense debacle. Man, that is a great point that you made, all genre. I forgot about the Pierce, the Garnett trade to send over there with Joe Johnson. Was Joe Johnson? I think Joe Johnson went to Brooklyn too with him, I think. Or was that Atlanta? No. It was Brooklyn. It was Brooklyn. Harden has the heart of a mouse, man. You ain't lying. As a Houstonian, I can attest that he definitely is not the same player. Sure, he's definitely not in reference to James Harden. He's a mercenary. Okay, I feel you. All genre Harden is the absolute definition of a stat padding, meaningless numbers, never won a damn thing. Player that I ever seen one. Man, letting it rip on James. Yikes. Caliborn, two top players in the old days didn't go from team to team. Yeah, because they couldn't. They couldn't. They couldn't. A lot of these 90s players and 80s players that are coming out, there's some of them standing true, but there's a lot of them having conversations that they would have loved to have the opportunity to control their destiny and do what they wanted to do. So back then they couldn't, Kyler. There was no thing as pro player or player empowerment back in those days. It wasn't. It's pretty much shut up. We drafted you, take your money, and go play. That's what it was. That's what it was. So I bet if you do some digging or anybody's watching do some digging and go around and they watch and they listen to these old school players, oh yeah, they definitely wish they had the opportunity that these guys have now. And that's a fact. Jarvis says, Nandi, he disappeared in game 6 and 7. So I believe you're talking about Harden against Boston. Maybe it was game 5 that he scored 40 at some point because he had a 40-point game against Boston. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. Jarvis says, great point, Dedrick. Appreciate that. Stogie, Dame is what? Dame Lillard is definitely overrated. Explain how, bro. Like, explain how, bro. Please. That's such an egregious and asinine comment, Stogie. How is he overrated? Now, if we're going to base everything off championships, there's 97% of basketball players who are overrated because only one team can win the championship every year. So I would really love to hear how you feel that Damian Lillard is overrated. Talk to me, man. Kyler says, how will the Utah Jazz do? They will compete. They will compete. They will compete. I think they will have a good young team this year. Markin and Laurie Markin and Jordan Clarkson. I mean, they got some nice key pieces. They added John Collins out there. Utah's going to be another fun team. We're getting ready to get into the Western Conference. As a matter of fact, right now. All right. One more comment before we get into the West. John says, I love Dame. He's such a special player that has never had much help. That's a fact. The one year where he was dialed in, which I feel like he really kind of wet the bed, so to speak, is when it was him and CJ against Steph and Clay. Durant had got hurt in the Western Conference Finals, and they got swept. Steph and Clay swept them. It was backcourt versus backcourt, mano-a-mano with Clay and Steph versus Dame and CJ McCollum. Pretty even matchup, even on the defensive side. You know, you got Draymond Green, you know, and he definitely played a part in that. But for them to get swept with no Durant on the floor, that's the only team that I never thought they were going to beat the Warriors, but I did think that series was going to go 7 games, but it just didn't. But I feel what you're saying, though, all genre. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into the Western Conference. Okay, get into the Western Conference, and I appreciate everybody once again for hanging in. Let's get to the Western Conference, man. We're going to go through the teams. And, you know, this is a loaded conference. This is the best that the West has been in quite some time, man. So we're going to go ahead and start. You got the Minnesota Timberwolves. Okay, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they are always clinging to an opportunity to take that next step. Karl Anthony Towns, they got Edwards out there, Ant-Man. They got a nice young core out there. They made the playoffs last year. They got they won in what was it? They won one game in the first round series against who beat them? Who beat them? The Clippers? Somebody beat the Timberwolves. Dang, was it Golden? Man, I can't remember who that was. It was some I can't remember. If somebody remembers who the Timberwolves lost in the first round to last year. I know they won one game. I do know that, and they went home with 5 games. And Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert and all those boys was nowhere to be found in that series. I believe they faced. It wasn't Golden State. It wasn't Golden State. I can't remember who they faced, but no, they faced Denver. That's who it was. They faced Denver. They faced Denver because Denver was the 1 seed. So is Minnesota going to take that next step? I don't know. Anthony Edwards is going to be a problem for a long time. He is. He is exceptionally talented. He's a dog. And Anthony Edwards is really about that, man. He is really about that. But how much are we going to believe in Karl Anthony Towns still? Talented player out of University of Kentucky, overly talented. But does he have it in him? The talent's there. Rudy Gobert is going to slow them down yet again because he can't run the floor. He can't shoot the basketball. They had some videos of him shooting threes in practice. Don't care. Get it out of here. Don't care. Rudy Gobert is a defensive player, but when you running on the other end 90 miles per hour, he's going to be a liability. Now you 4-on-5. Now we 4-on-5. You 4-on-5 because Gobert can't get down the court. He can't get down the court. So we're going to have to watch that rather closely with Minnesota. The Memphis Grizzlies, my God. Listen, John Morant and I'm not going to go into it heavily, but his off the court troubles are going to cost the Memphis Grizzlies. It's going to cost them. They're going to start off from behind, even though adding Marcus Smart, they still have Bane. They lose Steven Adams for the season with the leg injury. You still have Jaren Jackson Jr., the Defensive Player of the Year, which I don't feel like he should have won Defensive Player of the Year. I'll just say that. I feel like Anthony Davis should have been Defensive Player of the Year last year, but I know he didn't play that many games. But that's just how I feel. But your Defensive Player of the Year, they'll have a good team, but in the league, to separate yourself or put yourself in commanding position in the standings, you got to have a superstar talent. And John Morant is that. I hope that Ja has gotten the help that he's needed, the focus that he needed. And Derrick Rose is also there too, I believe. I hope that Ja gets the culture, the mindset, the focus from Smart and Rose being there to show this is an exceptionally beyond talented kid, man. This guy can be the face of the league. When you look at his talent, it is beyond wild. But Ja has put himself in a tough spot. He's suspended for the first 40 odd games of the year. I just hope it's a different situation. We haven't heard from Ja since he's been suspended. And I hope he's realizing his opportunity. His opportunity. That's what I'm hoping. It's not every day you get to be in the NBA. I know a lot of talented dudes right around here in Jacksonville. They never sniffed an NBA court. I know a lot of guys overseas. They never sniffed the NBA court. So if the ultimate dream is to play on the highest level in the NBA, John Morant has that opportunity. I hope he just doesn't pisses it away. I hope he doesn't. And the NBA is better when John Morant is on the floor. The Memphis Grizzlies are sure enough better when John Morant is on the floor. So we're hoping to get that version of Ja when he returns. Stay out of the media. Keep your personal business private. Go out there, do your thing, hoop, make your money, take care of your family, dog, and realize the responsibility that you have with the position that you've been given. I ain't here to preach to nobody because I've been a dodo in my life. I've been a dodo in my life a time or two. But at the same time, this is I never got the opportunity that John Morant had to play in the NBA and make $200+ million. I never had that opportunity. I might not ever get the opportunity to make $200 million. I'm not saying that I won't, because anything is possible and I believe in me. But he has that right now. He has that right now. So it's going to be interesting. New Orleans Pelicans are going to be fun to watch as well. They got a nice young team led by CJ McCullough. Can Zion Williamson stay healthy? Can Zion Williamson stay off of Twitter? Can Zion Williamson keep his business out of the streets, man? If y'all, you know what I'm talking about, you know. But the Pelicans can be really good. I think they have the ability, if healthy, to make the Western Conference Finals. That's how good they are. Um, Zion is a physical freak and he's a problem. And if he can stay healthy, he's unguardable. His force, his power, his speed at that size, it's wild. It's wild. So BI and McCullum and Jackson Hayes, like they have a nice young team over there. And Zion is going to have to be on his P's and Q's, man, for sure, for the Pelicans to do anything. Spoke about the Houston Rockets. Love adding what they did. They brought in Ime Udoka, brand new head coach. You brought in Fred VanVleet, which I love. Love Fred VanVleet. Hello. All right. He's going to bring some leadership, championship point guard. You brought in Dylan Brooks, going to bring some toughness. He's going to bring some antics. He's going to bring some energy. He's going to bring a lot. And they're surrounded by a lot of young talent. And I'm looking forward to see a scrappy Houston Rockets team that's going to compete for a playing spot for sure this season. The Phoenix Suns, man, loaded top to bottom. They benefited the most from outside of Milwaukee, the Milwaukee and Portland Trailblazers trade. They benefited because they were able to add some pieces. They were able to add some shooting. I love Grayson Allen, a Jacksonville native here, plays defense, can shoot the corner three. Really has some fight, really has some grit. They were able to get rid of DeAndre Ayton, who was just flat out becoming a cancer out there. Wasn't meshing well. Not only is DeAndre Ayton not there, he is also the reason why Monty Williams is not there anymore, which I love Monty, who's in Detroit now and gonna see what he can do with a young Piston squad. But the two key pieces, no more Chris Paul, he's out in Golden State, but the two key pieces, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. Devin Booker is the starting point guard this year for the Phoenix Suns. Can he be a point guard? Can he do it? You have the most efficient scorer in NBA history right by his side. We're going to get a chance to see them. This is live, I'm recording, so if you're watching this on the playback, the game has already happened. We're going to get a chance to see him tonight live against the Golden State Warriors, 10 o'clock TNT. I'm going to hold my reservations on the Phoenix Suns getting to the NBA Finals or the Western Conference Finals in just a few minutes. I'll give my predictions for the playoffs and the finals. And I'm being totally honest when I say this. I don't believe a Kevin Durant-led team can win a championship. I'm going to say that again. A Kevin Durant-led team. I'm not going to say he can't. I don't know if it's capable. I don't know if it's possible. When he was in Golden State, he wasn't the leader in Golden State. That was Steph Curry, and that was Draymond Green. He went to Brooklyn, disaster. Kyrie Irving, James Harden, disaster. Kevin Durant is immensely beyond talented, probably the most talented offensive basketball player along the likes of Dirk Nowitzki and Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm talking about just talent, man. You can't teach 7'1" with a handle and can pull it from 50. You can't teach that. But is he a leader? Is he a leader outside of how he plays? Can he galvanize his team and bring everybody together and get them in prime position? Is Devin Booker in a position to be a leader as a point guard? These are big time questions that are out there about the Phoenix Suns. And this might be a spoiler because I haven't gave my predictions yet. But I'm going to say no. Could they get to the Western Conference Finals and challenge? Absolutely. Could they go to the NBA Finals and challenge? Absolutely. Can they win the World Championship? Absolutely. But if you drop your fanhood, if you drop your excitement, if you watch basketball and you know like I know, when you get down to a deep playoff run, the leaders always show their faces. You know who they are. You know who they are. And I haven't seen Kevin Durant do that ever. I just haven't. So we'll see. Okay. The Dallas Mavericks going to be another fun team. Luka Doncic, top 5 player in this league for sure. Potential MVP candidate if he can stay healthy alongside with Kyrie Irving. Dallas just ain't gonna have enough once again. They didn't do anything in the offseason that made me go, wow. They're gonna compete for a championship. They didn't do anything. They didn't do much of nothing. You're top heavy at the guard spot. You lost Christian Wood to the Los Angeles Lakers. They have some nice shooting, Tim Hardaway Jr. They have some nice pieces, but I don't see anything coming out of it. They're going to score a lot of points. They're going to have a lot of da-da-da moments. They're going to do all that, but they won't win. They will get beat, and they might miss the playoffs, just like they did last year. I know Kyrie got there via trade, and I don't think Kyrie wanted to be in Dallas. He wants to be in LA. He went on the tour, being in Los Angeles the whole offseason, but the Lakers just couldn't get it done and get him over there. So now he's in Dallas. He read up, got him another $100 million, and he's good. But he won't win. Kyrie ever has one championship, and Luka Doncic has none. The pressure's on Luka. It ain't on Kyrie. And at the end of the season, Kyrie Irving will still have one championship, and Luka Doncic will still have 0. All right. Let's talk about some fun teams. Portland still rebuilding. Don't expect much of them. Scoot Henderson, looking forward to seeing what he does out there. They added some nice young pieces out there in Portland, but I just don't think they're going to have anything to show for it. But Scoot Henderson, looking forward to seeing the number 2 pick overall for sure. The world champion Denver Nuggets. They get on my nerves. Mike Malone, oh, you're the Lakers' daddy. Oh, LeBron taking shots at LeBron. Oh, I guess he's going to retire. Now, you're the champion. You deserve to talk your trash. But, bro, I'm not interested in your jokes. Which you're entitled to say jokes. Please say jokes. Now, am I biased because I'm a Laker? Sure. But Mike Malone and the Denver Nuggets, they're going to have a tough time because now the bullseye's on their back. Bruce Brown losing him to the Indiana Pacers. He virtually went there for a payday. I think he got around $29 to $30 million to go to Indiana. Okay, that's cool. But it's going to hurt Denver that he's not there. Now, they do have some young talent to try to fill Brown's shoes, but he always brought timely shooting and toughness on the defensive side. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Denver does there. They're going to be there. Denver's going to be there. They're going to be there because they have the second best player in the world. I ain't going to do Joker like that. 1A, 1B, Joker and Giannis. Those are the best players in the world. 1A, 1B, you decide. You decide what's what. You decide what's what. 1A, 1B. You decide. Okay? But I think that Denver's going to be there. They're going to have a great record. But can they win it all again? Can they do it again? I'll answer that in just a minute. All right. We got the Los Angeles Clippers, man. Man, listen. The Clippers got to show me, bro. They got to show me. Paul George is another year older, coming off an injury. Kawhi Leonard's another year older, coming off an injury. Ty Lue's been there 3-4 years now. They've made the Western Conference Finals, but they ain't been to the NBA Finals. And when George and Paul got there, they were talking championships. The Lakers got a ring before them, and they were supposed to be the LeBron killers in LA. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. The Clippers gotta show me. I love Paul George. Huge fan. Love his game. Great two-way player. But they gotta show me. Ty Lue, top 5 head coach in all of basketball. Top 5. But they gotta show me. And they gotta show you. And hell, they gotta show themselves. So Los Angeles Clippers, man, they gotta show me. All right. The Sacramento Kings, great season last year. Light the beam, light the beam, light the beam. Well, they lit the beam until they ran into Steph Curry. Until they ran into Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry with a phenomenal 50 burger to send them boys packing in Sacramento, the first round of the playoffs last year. But that's a really good team. DeAndre Fox and Monk and Sabonis. Just a lot of Harrison Barnes and some nice key pieces. I love what Mike Brown has done out there in Sacramento. Very good stuff coming out of Sacramento. They will be in the thick of things. I expect them to be possibly in the top 4 in the Western Conference playoffs this season. All right, let's go down to the Los Angeles Lakers. As you can see, I rep the Lakers. I rep LeBron. Y'all know what that is, the king. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the Lakers. A lot of great pieces around LeBron and AD. The Lakers won't win nothing if Anthony Davis is not out there and is not healthy. The Lakers won't win nothing if Anthony Davis doesn't lead them in scoring and rebounding and be a prime candidate for not only MVP but also Defensive Player of the Year. They won't win nothing if Anthony Davis does not take that next step. He's uberly talented. Top 5 talent, top to bottom. He was supposed to be Giannis before Giannis. But we all know what Giannis is, right? Oh, yeah, we know. But the Lakers have the pieces. LeBron's leadership, experience, their experience as a group together going back to last year, Rui, Reeves, D'Angelo Russell. I love the talent that's around the Lakers, adding depth and size with Christian Wood. I'm a big fan. So I'm excited to see what the Lakers do. I think the Lakers can make a deep run, and I'll tell you how far they're going to go as well. The San Antonio Spurs, only 2 words. Victor, what is it, 3 words? Victor Wembanyama. And I got a Wembanyama question right here. Aljara says, will Wembanyama live up to the hype, D? Yeah. Yeah. My homeboy just sent me an emoji. So he must be watching. I wonder why he sent me a LeBron emoji looking crazy. So maybe he'll tell me. But look. Wembanyama is a generational mega talent. One play that I saw from him during the preseason on Friday night, they were playing the Golden State Warriors. Klay Thompson was at the top of the key, was attempting to shoot a 3. Wembanyama stepped out from under the basket, blocked his shot, ran down court. Scoban passed it to him ahead, and he yammed it in 2 steps. I said, oh, wow. I've never seen that before ever in an NBA game. I've never seen that in a basketball game, period. I've never seen that. This kid, once he gets his grown man strength and he gets some lumps and bumps in the league, it's over. Consecutive MVPs, consecutive All-Star appearances, consecutive everything for Victor Wembanyama. Now, can the Spurs win a championship with him? That's yet to be determined. And they got a nice young team. Tell you what, right now, spoiler alert, I got the Golden State. I got the San Antonio Spurs getting into the play-in tournament. I got them getting into the play-in tournament. If they can stay healthy with Greg Popovich, understanding the game like he does, one of the greats, if not the greatest coach of all time, the Spurs should be right there at it. So Victor Wembanyama, I'm buying into it. Yes. Golden State is back. Steph, Klay, Draymond, a little older than 2. They didn't really do much to revamp. They got a little older instead of younger. Letting Jordan Poole go. They bring in Chris Paul. It's going to be interesting to see if Chris Paul starts or does he come off the bench. They've been very tight-lipped about that. I believe he comes off the bench. You still got Kuminga, who's finally going to get his chance this year. You got Andrew Wiggins still out there as well. Golden State's going to be a problem. They're going to be a top 6 seed in the Western Conference. They're going to make some noise for sure. But I just don't see currently, because they got a new GM. Bob Myers has moved on. I believe he's a Wizard, the Wizards GM. Bob Myers did a fantastic job out there in Golden State, but I know he's not. I know he's no longer there. He stepped down. But Bob Myers is going to be something that's going to be missed because he did a lot of wheeling and dealing for Golden State. So, Golden State's going to be there. You got the greatest shooter of all time, Steph Curry, one of the great champions, one of the great organizations, dynasty organization with the Golden State Warriors. I fully expect them to be present. Oklahoma City Thunder will be my surprise team of the year. Listen, I got them as a top 5 team in the Western Conference. Top 5. They are ready now with the addition of Chet Holmgren. That's going to bring that length and that size and that shooting. Chet don't weigh nothing. He don't weigh nothing at all, but he's going to make a significant impact to the OKC Thunder for sure. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, just a lot of great young talent. Dort, and these guys are ready to go. I love their young head coach. I love they got going on OKC. I fully expect the Thunder to possibly be a top 5 seed in the West. And the Utah Jazz, I spoke to them earlier, a young team for sure. A young team that's got a lot of talent. Lauri Markkanen, all-star last year, had a great year. Jordan Clarkson, added John Collins. I think Utah is going to be formidable. They're also going to compete for that 7th and 8th spot in the Western Conference, quite possibly the play-in, but I got them right around that 7th and that 8th spot in the Western Conference, okay? All right, man, so those are my East and my West previews. Let's go ahead and get into my playoff predictions, NBA Finals predictions. We're going to go East and Western Conference, okay? Let's start off in the East. I pretty much said it earlier. I got the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks headlining the Eastern Conference Finals this year. I think it's going to be a hell of a matchup. Right now, I am torn picking between the two, but I'm going to do what my gut is telling me to do. I'm going to take the Milwaukee Bucks to beat Boston in 7 games. I said this when Giannis won his first title. If he's healthy and the pieces are around, he won't be beaten. Last year, he wasn't healthy, and last year, those pieces was around. No excuses. Chris Middleton wasn't there. The team wasn't there. But if he can stay healthy with what he has now with Dame Lillard not having to be the focal point, not having to be the superstar focus, because Giannis is a real savage and a real dog, I'm going to take the Milwaukee Bucks in 7 games to beat the Boston Celtics and go to the NBA Finals. All right, let's go ahead and head to the Western Conference Finals. This is tough, man. This was a tough one. But I'm going to go with my gut, and I'm going to go the Los Angeles Lakers and the Phoenix Suns will go and be in the Western Conference Finals. That's what I'm going to go with. And, of course, I'm going to take my LA Lakers, my Los Angeles Lakers, with the king to make it back to the NBA Finals, beating the Phoenix Suns in 7 games. I have the Lakers advances to the NBA Finals. So my NBA Finals prediction, Los Angeles Lakers, Milwaukee Bucks. Somebody just take me to heaven now. Somebody take me to heaven now. I'm a Laker, man. As y'all see behind me, that mama mentality, Kobe Bean. I got Laker gear all over, all kind of stuff all over, man. But it's a real problem out here with the Lakers, man. And that'll be Giannis Antetokounmpo. I wouldn't be scared of Dame in the finals, even though he's a threat. I'm scared of Giannis. But if it's one person that could look him in the eye when it's all on the line, no matter if he's 53, 38, 46 or not, got to roll with LeBron, Anthony Davis, Coach Darvin Ham. Call me a homer. Call me whatever you want. I don't care. I'm taking the Lakers in 7 games to win this year's world championship over Giannis Antetokounmpo, Dame Lillard, and the Milwaukee Bucks. That's my pick, and I'm sticking to it. I don't care what you're saying. I got the Lakers winning the championship this year. I have the Lakers winning. I don't even think the Denver Nuggets make it to the NBA Finals. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap up everything, man. NBA awards, MVP. I was thinking long, man. I think this is the year that Luka Doncic probably wins the MVP. If Luka can stay healthy, I think this is the year that Luka Doncic wins the MVP. I think he'll be your MVP. And back to the finals MVP. Actually, I think Anthony Davis will be the finals MVP winner if the Lakers win the championship, not LeBron, because we're going to need everything that Anthony Davis has to beat Giannis and the Bucks in the finals. So I skipped over that. But my regular season MVP, I'm going to go with Luka. He's sensational, man. Phenomenal talent. But I'm going to go with Luka Doncic to win my MVP. All right. All right, man. So win cash with the sports desk, man. Prize picks, bet online, Bovado, FanDuel, all that. We'll be talking all kind of over and unders and this, that, and third. For sure, for sure. My watch keeps going off. For sure, for sure. We're gonna be talking about a lot of numbers, win some money with the sports desk as we talk NBA basketball all season long. All right. All right, y'all. So we're gonna wrap up this episode of the Sports Desk. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for everybody who came through and chopped it up with me, man, and left comments and all that, man. We had a good time tonight, man. We had a good time. I really enjoy the NBA, really enjoy basketball. We're getting ready to get out of here. The Lakers and Nuggets about to tip right now. Then we got the Suns and the Nuggets, the Suns and the Warriors after this. So the NBA season is here. We're excited, ready to go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the preview episode. We'll be talking more and more content on the way. We got some WWE stuff coming, man. Next Saturday is Crown Jewel. We'll be doing a breakdown on that. I have my special guest, Ross Carlos, all right, aka TLTG Reviews. Me and him will be going on having a conversation about that as well. Of course, we're going to be talking NFL football, all those things, man. We're going to be picking up the content here on the Sports Desk. I'm a huge basketball fan. I'm excited. Get ready to get to the TV. Hopefully you guys have a great evening. Hopefully you guys enjoy the basketball season. If you're not into basketball, give it a chance, man. You got the tournament, the in-game tournaments, in-season tournaments this year. I'm excited to see how that goes out in Las Vegas in November and December. The All-Star game, all that, man. Just really, really excited, man. This is a special time of year to be a sports fan. You got NFL, NBA, hockey. You got the World Series getting ready to come up in baseball, college football, MMA, WWE. This is a great time to be a sports fan. Hopefully you guys are out there enjoying it and having a great time. So until next time, man, y'all know what it is, man. Y'all take care of yourselves. Enjoy the sports. Enjoy the events. Enjoy everything. We'll be back very, very shortly. Jacksonville Jaguars matchup show coming up on Friday. And more content on the way from the Sports Desk. Like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. We appreciate the support. And y'all be easy. Go Lakers. LeBron James. Give me another one.